If the person saying Nafrat Failegi obviously doesn't know the intent, he doesn't know the sum total effect what as a director I'm trying to put forward through the film. In fact, I think it's a pro-Islam film in a strange sense of the word, because eventually even Islamic scholars condemn the attack and they're using the word Allahu Akbar. Even if you look at the videos of Al-Qaeda, when they behead somebody, they keep on chanting Allahu Akbar. I think they're trying to gather or invoke certain courage within themselves for an act that somewhere it has got the sanction of God. I don't think Ms. Karkare would be knowing what I'm doing. I really believe that this is probably the best work. I'm not predicting box office on a personal level for me.
Well, we have with us Gopal Varma once again, and ironically today is 26/11, that is 26/11/2012, the 4th anniversary of 26/11, and as I think almost everyone knows that the attacks of 26/11 is the next film that Gopal Varma is coming up. He showed 15 minutes of the film at a screening recently, and 7 minutes of the opening sequence is up on the internet, and the response has been mind-blowing. All sorts of extreme reactions have been getting, and the video views are huge in fact as well. Like having you back on Bollywood Hungama, and the response is humongous. So were you expecting this sort of response?
Yeah, I was pretty much, because see, the point is it's not so much about me making the film, it's the subject matter of 26/11. And it is an event which probably had no parallel in post-independent India. I mean, the fact that just some 10 people could get off a dingy and come and hold a city for ransom for 3 consecutive days is humongous in that sense, So I think any kind of such life-changing events, I would like to believe that people will have a tremendous curiosity to know what happened exactly. Like, see, pretty much everyone knows what happened, but they don't know how it happened. That's what my take on the film is.
I've just seen a promo, that is unreleased promo of the attacks of 26/11 right here only, and honestly, because I've been critical of your work, the best part about interacting with you is that you're open to criticism and discussing things the way they are. But I think this was really mind-blowing in the sense that one is zapped. And I don't know the kind of reactions it will have once it actually comes on television and other mediums, because it will be controversial.
I'm not very sure I agree with that, Faridoon,
because you've said somewhere in an interview that it is your most non-controversial film.
I would say that, I'll maintain that, because see, my point is, what is a controversy? Controversy is when there's a dispute, when there's a disagreement. Everyone knows it's a fact that 10 people came, X number of people died, and who they were identified, and the trial has been completed. Even Pakistan government accepted that, okay, these are the people. Of course, they're not involved, but there were some people, some of them are probably proven that they were from Pakistan, and what organization they belong to, and there is no dispute in this entire thing. And I'm not suggesting anything which is only conspiracy theory oriented, nor am I suggesting what is not under everybody's belief. My idea of 26/11 is to capture the emotional aspect. Like, for example, what is a 7-minute sequence? Everyone knows that they hijacked a boat, but nobody knows what happened on the boat. So then to be there, present when the actual event is happening, and to feel it and experience it firsthand is what I'm trying to capture. With regard to that aspect, I do not believe that there is any room for controversy or to think otherwise, as far as the film is concerned. Yes, the controversy can be in the intent. I mean, either in the intent of making the film, or why it should be made, or what kind of a signal it will send to various concerned.
No, I'll just give you one example. When I saw the promo right now, and when the 10 men, they're just going on that small dingy towards the gateway of India, and they're just saying Allahu Akbar, and that entire element, it just rises, the decibel levels rises as well. It has a moment to it. I don't know how reactions will be for people. I'll just give you one example. On the 7-minute opening sequence, we've got various sort of reactions. I'll just give you one example. This is Haider Khan, and he says that Nafrat Phailegi, is movie ke aane se sirf nafrat phailegi. That sort of reactions are there. Quite a few people who are from Pakistan, they have this point of view that not all Pakistanis are like that, but they're being judged like that.
You see, if you're talking about the comment, first of all, this film, which I very clearly put in the disclaimer, is not against a religion or community, which you already know what it's talking about. Now, the point is, if the person saying Nafrat Failegi obviously doesn't know the intent, he doesn't know the sum total effect what as a director I'm trying to put forward through the film, I would think it is absolutely, in fact, I think it's a pro-Islam film in a strange sense of the word, because Eventually, even Islamic scholars condemned the attack. Islamic leaders condemned terrorists of all sorts of terrorism. So the point is, when I'm saying it is certain specific individuals, but yes, they also take some aspect of the religion as a moral, a certain justification for an act which most of the sane world cannot comprehend. If they're using the word Allahu Akbar, even if you look at the videos of Al-Qaeda, when they behead somebody, they keep on chanting Allah Akbar. I think they're trying to gather or invoke certain courage within themselves for an act that somewhere it has got the sanction of God. So it is a sound which they use to get charged up, and that is a proven thing. I mean, that is an accepted thing and an understood thing, in every which way. So it's only when I'm doing something which someone thinks is not right, someone thinks is not done, or that doesn't happen like that, I think there's a reason for the so-called controversy.
Because the problem is that you don't have to have logical reasons for people to just get incited and just come up with sharp reactions. Even the last interview that I did with you, I had mentioned to you that are you ready for the sharp reactions? Now, Mr. Varma, what happens is that you are someone who has openly said that you're an agnostic, you don't really believe in God and religion, all that stuff. There are filmmakers who have certain leanings towards maybe political parties and all that stuff as well. And if they make certain cinema, it becomes something else. But coming from you, one would just expect that you don't have religion bashing on your mind at all. You're trying to put across things objectively. We've seen it in the past in movies like Satya and company. You've put stuff in a very objective, journalistic manner. Is this what your intention is? Would you like to tell people that about the religion factor, that you don't believe in religion?
Absolutely, there are two things here. One is, see, non-belief does not amount to disrespect. Non-belief could be of my personal views on certain things, my personal understandings on something. Disrespecting or looking down upon, or to satirize or to be sarcastic, that's a different
thing. Why
I
say non-belief is that you're not having any agenda, that if you belong to a particular religion, that maybe you're trying to put that point of view across. Because many a times people tend to misconstrue that. So as far as you are concerned, you don't have that element that you don't believe in God per se in those terms, the way conventionally people tend to do.
Yeah, absolutely. See, when I'm saying that, I need to clarify that aspect of a belief in God. Obviously, there is a force everyone knows, and I am not the all-in. I'm just a passing thing, okay? But believing in God in terms of going to temple or understanding certain stories and believing them to happen, and that those element of it, where it is coming from, an understanding or just a program, I have certain views on. I don't think Ms. Karkare would be knowing what I'm doing, point one. And point two is the complexity of the 2611 subject and the sheer scale of it is so vast, it's not possible for one film. Even if you make many films, we still won't be able to justice to every character's point of view, whatever happened either to the victims or what the cops did in various capacities of their own. And you will hear various versions and point of views from different people. Now, it's not that I am going to make a choice that I would like to believe this. I would like to make this character more prominent. I would like to make this guy. It's not that. entire attacks of 2611 is based upon factual records, which is a Kasab's confession or the charge sheet or the judgment copy and official authorized documents, or it's from the eyewitness accounts who were present on the spot, whose statements also have been recorded by the police instantly. They're not privy only to me on a personal level. That's not the point. So, for the objective of what I want to achieve in attacks of 2611, what characters I chose to tell the story, in that context, yes, Rakesh Maria becomes important. But I have no personal allegation or allegiance to him or a loyalty that I should show him in a positive light or a negative light or whatever way, because I am reacting as a filmmaker to the entire incident, and the fact that he happened to be the joint commissioner of the police, which is the highest post at that point of time in the context of the operations which were happening, I needed a face to represent, and he was ideal for that. Okay, that is the reason I centered it on around him.
Okay, now the second thing is that Kasab was hanged and 2 days later you had this press conference for just showing the 15-minute opening sequence of the attacks of 2611. So it's being said that you're just cashing in upon the entire just mayhem which is doing the round because of the sudden media blitz because of the sudden hanging of Kasab.
See, as far as the allegation of using the word cashing on, I think already the producer of the film...
It was the original plan that you're showing on 23rd November?
It is always 23rd November because we just finished the shoot, barring just a few days here and there, the patchwork. And we wanted to do it. But yes, if I'm making a film on 2611 and if some kind of event is happening, and why would I not want to draw attention to the cause on a certain platform is one. Second is, as far as using the word cashing on is concerned, this is a subject matter which I very, very strongly felt, and I really believe that this is probably the best work. I'm not predicting box office on a personal level for me.
Your best work, you're saying?
Yeah.
Comparing all
my movies,
including Satya and all.
Everything.
This is your best film?
This is my best film. Okay. Now, the best film, that does not mean I am talking about box office success. I am talking about myself, for myself, what I understood as a filmmaker out of my craft or my storytelling or my understanding of the characters I am dealing with. Now, as far as the cashing on is concerned, the producer Parag already had made a statement that entire profits of this is going to go to the victims. So, it is not a commercial venture in that aspect.
Entire profits or a certain percentage? I believe there's a certain percentage which is
whatever he said. I don't
certain percentage that is going, and they already have a corpus and that will going. That is good. That makes for a good story as well.
Yeah. Anyway, the point is, the fact that you're doing a film at this expensive, a very, very expensive film, and with completely known actors and all that, and considering the complexity, considering the so-called controversies attached to it, or how people will see it and all that, I've taken that entire thing into stride because of I very strongly feel about the subject matter I'm dealing with.